for game number 2 as Watertown and Post State will battle for the second time. It was a 11-1 win in game number 1 for Watertown as John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. And Greg, here in game number 2, it kind of, I don't want to say it all falls on the shoulders of Isaac Pollock, but he's got a good a chance here to kind of correct and right the ship that Post State has been on right now because in all reality, Pollock has probably been the most consistent pitcher all throughout the spring to the summer season here for Post State.
Yeah, and what you're really looking for is just Isaac Pollock to go out and give you a good outing. Probably go deep into this game. You'd really like to see him go 5-6 innings at least. As the bullpen's a little bit depleted for Post State, so you really want him to go deep here in game number 2. And if you can get a good outing out of Isaac Pollock, hopefully the Post State players have a short memory after that 11-1 loss in game number 1. And if you can come out of here with a win, come out of here with a little momentum, put a spike in this losing streak, and then get ready for tomorrow. Have a short memory and get ready for tomorrow. That's really what you're looking for right now.
Yeah, they'll be against Mitchell tomorrow, same time as game 1 at 5:00 start for the doubleheader against Mitchell. We'll have that here, and then also a same start time on Saturday. It's going to be a later Saturday for Legion baseball. We're going to play at 5 and 7 o'clock again, or 5 and 7:30 again. It'll be Renner 2 coming to town, as Renner's got 2 Legion teams this year, and they've got their second team that will be in town on Saturday. So Zach Hirsch will lead things off. Isaac Pollock is on the mound. He's ready to go. Here comes the first pitch of the second game. That one will miss low for ball 1 as we are underway at 7:25 here for this second game of the doubleheader. Post State trying to stay within 2 games under 500. There's a line shot, base hit for Hirsch to lead things off as we go all the way into left field. Fielded by Merkwan, and the throw back in is keeping Hirsch to a leadoff single to open up this ball game, and that'll bring up Andrew Check. And, Greg, that leadoff single, coaches will live with it. They'll live with a leadoff single. That Pollock will throw strikes and wants them to throw strikes. If they get base hits, so be it. They get base hits. It's just those walks that end up frustrating a lot of coaches. There's a bunt down the first baseline, fielded by Pollock. He'll throw to first. There's one down, and the leadoff man is forced to second on the completed sacrifice by Andrew Check. And it'll bring up Cale Stevenson.
Pollock, this is his second appearance of the Legion season. He threw 6 innings in his first outing. That was a start. He's 1-0 on the year. Has a 5.83 ERA and a 1.83 WHIP on the year. He did strike out 7 in that 6-inning appearance earlier this year.
First pitch is missed low for ball 1 to Cale Stevenson, who picked up the win. He went the distance in that 5-inning 10-run rule win over Post State in game number 1. So they have now moved on to their 8th pitcher. They've had more than just the 6 pitchers, but they were without 6 pitchers in this doubleheader. That one's popped foul and out of play, and it's now 1-1. But Jared Cyrus is going to be the next man to be on the mound for Watertown, as he'll get the start. We'll talk about him here once we get to the bottom of the first inning. 1-1's the count here to Cale Stevenson, playing second base here in this second game. Pollock will step off and we'll regather. Jack Merkwan's out in left, Spencer Lettler in center, Brecken Kruger is in right, Andy Gordon at third, Matt Hansen at short, Jaden Wiebe at second, Bennett Dean is at first, Cade Hinkle behind the plate as Pollock delivers a 1-1 pitch. It was a little bit low, maybe a little outside as well, and the count's now 2-1.
And the scouting report on Pollock is he's always going to be right around the plate. He's not going to really be overpowering, but everything he throws moves.
2-1 pitch is on the outside edge and taken for strike 2. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the number 3 hitter, Cale Stevenson.
Pollock has a couple of different off-speed pitches, and he's able to throw those pitches any time in the count. So you really have to be on your toes as a hitter.
2-2 pitch is popped out to left field. Merkwan came in. He had stopped and backpedaled a step to make the catch. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the first inning. As it'll be Braxton Locker to come to the plate. He's the DH here in game number 2. As it'll be Locker, then Braden Zog after that. Greg, you're getting heckled up here.
No, just exchanging scouting reports with some of the post-state bench players.
And Jack Van Camp coming up here to heckle you. And then he left right away, too. He didn't even stick around. First pitch is over for strike 1, which he probably should. He's got to go to the dugout, but it's still pretty fun. Hey, you got heckled before I did.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I wore that as a badge of honor.
Well, I guess that's true. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is outside, and it's now 1-1. I was trying to figure out a way to turn that around where it shouldn't be a badge of honor because I'm that bad, but I couldn't figure out a way to actually turn that around to, I guess maybe you just take it as a badge of disgrace.
Well, no, of this duo, you're the only award winner in this duo, so you shouldn't get heckled. As
the 1-1 is fouled back and is now 1-2. I don't know if that qualifies to not get heckled.
Well, between you and me, it does.
Yes, that's true. You could beat my Bill Walton.
I could. I certainly would not be as entertaining as Bill Walton. Entertaining is in air quotes.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and Pollock gets a strikeout of Locker, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base after half an inning. No score between Pierre and Watertown. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
As we head to the bottom of the first inning, it'll be Kate Hinkle, Jaden Wiebe, Andy Gordon, followed by Bennett Dean, Spencer Lettler, Jack Merquant, Brady Getz, Matt Hansen, and Brecken Kruger to round out the order for the eights as they go against Jared Cyrus, who for Post-State is probably happy to not see him in the batting order as he's been the hottest hitter for Watertown so far this week in their now sixth game in the third day of playing. Cyrus hit that 3-run homer, had another RBI, 10 RBIs in total of 6 games. I think you can probably consider him as being a hot hitter right now, but he's not in the batting order. He is being DH'd for, and he's on the mound to be the starting pitcher in game number 2. Here's the first pitch to Cade Hinkle, and that one misses low for ball 1. The Aces are probably hoping it's the exact opposite of him on the mound. He's going to be cold on the mound and hot at the plate.
Yeah, and if, maybe catch a little bit of a break, being able to take Cyrus's bat out of the lineup right now. And so let's see if the Eights can take advantage of maybe a Watertown lineup that's maybe just a little bit less potent than it was in game number 1.
The 1-0 pitch hits the strike zone. The count's now 1-1 here to Hinkle. He'll swing and miss at the 1-1 pitch, and it's now 1-2. In game number 1 for Hinkle at the leadoff spot, went 0 for 2 with a walk. Here's the 1-2 pitch now from Cyrus to Hinkle. Outside, and it's now 2-2. Getting no Lincoln Keenels here in this doubleheader. That's his usual leadoff spot, followed by Cade Hinkle. But it's now Hink without Link. As Cyrus will deliver now the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball the right side, fielded by the second baseman Stevenson. The throw to first is in time. The leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Keenhol's dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue, and so I think more for precautionary reasons more than anything else. Again, trying to just make sure that the lineup is as healthy as it is. Playing the long game is Coach Brian White. So given Lincoln Keenhol's the day off today at the front end of this 3 doubleheader and 4-day stretch.
First pitch to Jaden Wiebe is upstairs for ball 1. Wiebe in game number 1 went 0 for 3. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Wiebe will sky this out towards right field. It'll be Braden Zog out there patrolling right again as he'll make the catch, and there's now 2 down to bring up Andy Gordon. Andrew Check is out in left field. It is Zach Hirsch in center, Braden Zog in right, Cole Holden at third base, Jack Heesh at short, Cale Stevenson at second. It is Cade Russell at first. Ben Altoff is behind the plate. And Jared Cyrus is the man on the mound. 2 down here, nobody on in the bottom of the first. First pitch to Gordon is over for strike 1. Gordon looking for his first hit of this doubleheader. Went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in game number 1. Reached on a walk. And his other trip to the plate, 0-1 pitch is grounded to the left side. It'll be fielded by Holden over at third. Comes across the diamond to make the throw. And it's a 1-2-3 inning here for Jared Cyrus to open up his ball game on the mound. We've played 1 inning. No score between Pierre and Watertown. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Are you driving a 2014 or newer vehicle? Are there less than 100,000 miles on it? Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is prepared to give you top dollar. Again, if your ride is 2014 or newer with less than 100,000 miles, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you top dollar for it right now. Trade it in or sell it to us. Doesn't matter. Your vehicle has never been worth more than it is right now. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit gatewayflt.com.
As we welcome you back here at the top of the second inning, it is no score between Watertown and Pierre Post-8, as it'll be 5, 6, and 7 here to open up the top of the second inning. Braden Zog, Ben Altoff, and then Cole Holden. He might reach his base. It'll be Cade Russell, the first baseman, to be the 4th man to come to the plate. Pollock in that first inning gave a leadoff single. Then after the sacrifice bunt, got the next 2 guys to fly out and strike out to end the top of the first inning. Looking for a better second inning here. And we saw Brady Getz go have a solid 1-2-3 first inning, and things then kind of unraveled for Post-8 after that. Here's Pollock's chance to keep that from happening in game number 2. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Braden Zog, the right fielder, who went 1 for 4, 1 for 3, but reached base all 3 of the 4 times he came to the plate. That one's out towards center field. Long run incoming for Lettler. He'll make the catch. Leadoff man retired here in the top of the second.
Lettler showing off the good speed that he has out in center field, just coming all the way through and not giving up on that ball. Runs right under kind of the shallow line drive from Zog, and the Eights have the first out, have the leadoff batter out here in the top of the second.
Here's now Ben Altoff, the catcher. First pitch to him. He'll swing at it and he'll line it to Merquan out in left field. He made a couple steps to his right, makes the catch, and there's 2 down here at the top of the second inning. Boy, that was from the time that left the bat to the time Merquan caught it. He had those 2 steps, and he had to make those 2 steps as quick as he did. Otherwise, he wasn't going to make the catch. That one was hit out there in a rocket. Let's bring up Cole Holden now, with 2 away here in the top of the second inning. First pitch over for strike 1. Taking all the way. That was just the 4th pitch of the inning from Isaac Pollock.
And a good job by Pollock to throw a strike there, because you had to figure that Holden was probably taken all the way.
as it's now 0-2 here to Cole Holden.
After 2 quick outs, the third batter is probably going to take at least 1 and maybe 2 pitches, and Pollock's done a nice job getting up on Holden now 0-2.
And here is the 0-2 pitch. He'll reach for it and pop it up into shallow left field. Hansen going out, Merkwan coming in, and both guys can't make the catch, and it'll fall for a base hit. And the 2-out man will reach. It'll be the second hit of the ball game for Watertown.
That's a ball that falls just beyond Hansen, just in front of Merkwan, and probably a situation where Hansen should have given way to Merkwan as an outfielder. You're coming in on the play, you got the play in front of you, and should have probably yielded to Merkwan and allowed him to come through and try to make the catch. I think he would have had an opportunity, but tried to avoid a potential collision, and unfortunately for the Eights, the ball drops on the grass, and Watertown's got a base runner here with 2 outs in the top of the second. And
it is Cade Russell that has come to the plate, who had 3 runs driven in that first game, had 2 RBIs single, and also had a bases loaded walk. 1-0 pitch to him is over for strike 1, and the count's now even at a ball and strike. Number 8 hitter in the order for Watertown.
Talked about Pollock a number of times. He's just got such a unique delivery that it generally takes a couple of at-bats to kind of get used to where that arm angle is, and he's just kind of deceptive, and especially when his ball moves the way it does. He's a tough pitcher to hit, and I think that's reflective in his numbers from the spring and how well he pitched in his first outing here in the Legion season.
Runner was off with that pitch, but Russell fouled it back, so the count's now 1-2. Runner remains at first base here with 2 down in the top of the second inning. Scoreless ball game here in game number 2 between Pierre and Watertown. Here's 1-2 pitch. That one is out towards right field. Breckenkruger, long run, and that one will land foul. And we will do it again at 1-2. Lands in the bullpen over there in right field, where we might see Breckenkruger at some point go over and warm up. Love to see Isaac Pollock, maybe go as long as he possibly can to, again, save pitchers going into tomorrow and also going into Saturday. Of course, Hansen and Dean will be available on Saturday, but not tomorrow. It'll be their 4th day of a 4 mandatory day rest. Runners off the pitch to throw to second. Wiebe will put the tag down. They've got him out at second, and that will retire the side here in the top of the second inning. Good throw from Hinkle. Good tag from Jaden Wiebe. The man is caught stealing and holding. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's a scoreless game between Pierre and Watertown. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Bottom of the second inning, as it will be 4, 5, and 6. Bennett Dean, Spencer Lettler, and Jack Merkwan. No score between Watertown and Post State, as Jared Cyrus had a 1-2-3 inning in the first. Isaac Pollock has faced just 7 hitters through 2 innings. Cade Russell will be back up to the plate to open up the top of the third inning after Cole Holden was thrown out trying to steal second base with 2 away. So here is now Bennett Dean. Dean in game number 1 had one of the 3 hits that Post State had. He went 1 for 2, just had 2 at-bats. Only the 1, 2, and 3 hitters had at-bats, 3 at-bats in that first game as the first pitch was fouled back by Dean, and it's 0-1.
Watertown corners are back. The middle infield is Middle infield is back almost on the grass. Stevenson actually does have his heels on the outfield grass, and Heesh is just a step on the turf.
As the 0-1 pitch is outside, it's 1-1.
Heesh at the shortstop position, and then the outfield actually playing kind of not playing real deep, especially center fielder Hirsch is actually playing fairly shallow.
1-1 pitch. That one's grounded to the right side. It'll be picked up by the first baseman. And Russell in the step on the bag for the first out. And there's one down here in the bottom of the second, as that'll bring up Spencer Lettler, the left fielder who had the second of the 3 hits that Post State was able to pick up in that 11-1 loss. Lettler so far on the season as he's hitting .333. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And just a team that we saw in the spring season hit plenty of extra base hits, have not seen that quite yet. 7 extra base hits so far, as you mentioned in game 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lettler. That will bounce in. It's now 2-0. But we've now are getting into the 8th game of the season, so plenty of time to work out of any kind of slump that these guys are in. You kind of say it could be a little bit of a hitter slump, although they're hitting the ball still well, just not getting those extra base hits like we were accustomed to see in the spring as a 2-0's upstairs, and it's now 3-0.
Yeah, 320 team batting average coming into today, but again, just with those 7 extra base hits, slugging average well under 400 right now, and so you figure that's probably going to turn around. I mean, that's why they call it an average. I mean, an average is a collection of your highs and lows, and so you really are looking for them to go through a streak of 8-10 games where they're just mashing the ball all over the place, and it'll come. It's just a matter of when that's going to get here.
3-0 pitch was upstairs as a 4-pitch walk. As now it's Jack Merkwan to come to the plate. Sound like you're giving a math lesson.
You don't want me giving out math lessons.
First pitch is over for strike 1. We're talking about averages, giving a definition of averages. Felt like I should have been writing notes down. I'm going to be tested on this later. Forgot what that was like. It's been a while since I've been in school. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Merkwan. He'll foul that one away, and it's now 0-2. And also been a while since I've taken notes in school, too. It hasn't been as when I stopped taking notes and when I stopped school are 2 different dates. I do like to take notes before games. I do have my notes before games. That one's fouled back out of play and remains at 0-2.
If people could see the amount of paper that you have around you and how well prepared you are, I'm not sure everybody would buy the fact that you don't take notes. You maybe just take them in a different shorthand than maybe you did when you were in school.
I like the subject that I'm taking notes on now. Here's the 0-2 pitch taken for strike 3. Lettler takes off for the second. The tag was missed by the second baseman Stevenson, so he steals second, but Merkwan's down on strikes. And there's now 2 away. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for Cyrus. And it'll bring up Brady Getz, the DH, looking to get a base hit. And could bring in the first run of the ball game and give Post State their first lead since their last win. That came against Brookings. Never led against Sioux Falls East when they got swept. Did not lead in game number 1 as he'll climb the ladder and swing and miss at the first pitch upstairs. Does Getz.
Getz coming into the night hitting .250 on the year, 1 hit and 4 trips, that being a single. Does have a walk on the year as well.
0-1 pitch is just underneath the letters and is now 0-2. A little off speed there from Cyrus, and he's got Getz in a whole 0-2. Runner on second, that is Spencer Lettler with the stolen base. A base hit could score, but here's the 0-2 pitch from Cyrus to Getz. And Getz will pop it up on the right side. In foul territory, long run, it'll get out of play. And it remains at 0-2.
Yeah, it would be big for Post State if Getz could find a way to put something in the outfield grass and deliver Lettler from second base and give the Eights the lead for the first time in what may seem like forever. It's been a long time since they had a lead. That Brookings doubleheader seems a long time ago right now.
Here's the 0-2 pitch again. Swings and misses, does gets, and he'll go down on strikes and retire the side here in the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We've played 2 innings, and we have no score between Pierre and Watertown. You're listening to Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, top of the third inning. No score between Pierre and Watertown, as it'll be 8-9-1. Russell will come back to the plate. It'll be followed by Jack Heish, and then to the top of the order, and Zach Hirsch to open up here at the top of the third inning of this scoreless ball game. Russell, Heish, and Hirsch. Heish and Hirsch. That's tough.
That sounds like a law firm. Heish and Hirsch.
Well, maybe those two guys. You never know. Those 2 guys might grow up to be lawyers, and we might be using them at some point. If they do go into law firm, or if they go have a law firm together, I think we'll be calling them up.
That would be neat. Heish and Hirsch.
Heish and Hirsch, attorneys at law.
Yep.
Here's the first pitch, and there's a bunt attempt from Russell, and it's going to be roll foul. It's 0-1 here to Russell, who had a 2-2 count, or is down 1-2 in the count. Next pitch was a ball, but it was Holden was thrown out at second trying to steal. So brings Cade Russell back to the plate.
Yeah, and on that bunt attempt, the ball bunted foul, but actually hit the lip of the grass where the infield skin and the grass come together in foul territory over there, and actually kind of started to move back towards fair territory. Luckily, Andy Gordon there to pick up the ball while it's still foul and keep it a strike.
A 1 pitch was missed low. Here's now the 1-1 pitch from Pollock to Russell. That one will get just a bit outside, and it's now 2-1.
And again, if for Isaac Pollock to be successful, he's just going to live right around the plate all night long, and he's just going to be very deceptive against these hitters. And so
that one's lined fair down the third base line. It'll be towards the corner. Merkwan will cut it off. The throw coming towards second. It's going to be a leadoff double, though, sliding in safely as Russell. And it's the first extra base hit for Watertown, and they got a man in scoring position to open up the top of the third inning.
And again, you're just seeing a Watertown team that just is going really good right now, and the balls that they hit, they seem to hit on the nose, and that's an example of one that Russell just squared up and took right down the third base line, and by the time that Merkwan got over to the corner and able to field it and get it back in, he's got a stand or a sliding double.
And there's a bunt attempt right back to the mound for Pollock to take. Heish will have the sacrifice. Russell will move up to third base, and there's now one down here in the top of the third inning, as it'll bring up the top of the order into Zach Hirsch. So the second sacrifice bunt attempt from Watertown here in Game 2.
Saw the 17s look to put down a couple of bunts in the first game. Didn't really have to after they jumped out to that big lead, but just the philosophy from what we've seen so far, not afraid to play small ball, even with the metal bats in the leading season.
First pitch is over for strike one to Zach Hirsch, who singled in his first at-bat that opened up the ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch upstairs, and it's now 1-1. Infield is drawn in all the way around, try and keep this go-ahead run from Watertown off the board. So a ground ball that's hit right at one of the infielders will most likely keep Russell over at third base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, into the infield, going out towards the outfield. Hansen will call off Andy Gordon and can't make the catch in foul territory. So it's now 1-2. Hansen overran the foul ball over there. So we'll have another chance. Zach Hirsch will have another chance at the plate. Now 1-2 in the count.
Yeah, and a ball that in most cases is going to be the shortstop's ball, as he has a better angle on it, and just unfortunately for the Eights, Matt Hansen just overran that ball by a step and it dropped just for a harmless strike.
1-2 pitch. That one's grounded foul over the first base side. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Interesting on that play too, on that ground ball, that Russell was off with contact. And maybe he saw how high the chopper was going to be, so it would have been almost a near impossible play for Dean. But something to kind of keep an eye on if he keeps the ball in the infield. That one's lined to left field. Merkwan will come in. He'll make the catch. Runner didn't tag in time, so he'll have to stay at third base. And there's 2 down as Merkwan got it in quickly. And it'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Andrew Check, to try and drive in Cade Russell over at third base.
Yeah, Russell did not get a good read on that ball. Actually took about 2 or 3 steps towards home plate, and then he realized that Merkwan was going to make the catch, quickly retreated, but by the time he did, Merkwan had made the catch and had the ball coming back in already into the infield. And Coach Neal from Watertown not happy with Russell and using it as an opportunity to do a quick teaching moment over there.
First pitch misses in the dirt to Andrew Check, and a good block there from Cade Hinkle. Count is 1-0 to Check, who had a sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance. 1-0 pitch is outside and is now 2-0 to Check. As one where the ball's going in the outfield, and if you're on third base with less than 2 outs, you just go back to the bag, because if it drops, you're going to score. And then even if you don't actually tag and go home, you at least give yourself that chance to tag and go home. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one, Check, is popped up into right center field. Brecken Kruger coming over. He'll make the catch and retire the side here at the top of the third. So the leadoff double is stranded at third base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left over at third. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Pierre and Watertown still scoreless. You're listening to Post-State Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan, so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year, so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we head to the bottom of the third inning, it'll be 8-9-1. Matt Hansen, Brecken Kruger, and Cade Hinkle. To lead things off, Jaden Wiebe would be the next man if any of those 3 get on base. As Jared Cyrus, his first 2 innings of scoreless baseball, trying to go match the 0 that Isaac Pollock threw up in the top of the third inning. And Greg, we mentioned it during the commercial break there that the base running miscue over at third from Russell, you got to make that pay here in the bottom of the third inning. The throw from Merkwan would have made things close. It could have been an interesting play at the plate if Russell had tagged up and tried to score. However, because he didn't, now you know that he didn't score, and you want to make that pay and want to turn this inning into a crooked number and take the lead, as Matt Hansen will float the first pitch into a couple steps into right field. But Stevenson is there, so the first pitch and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, ball that kind of rode in on Hansen's fists and just not able to muscle that one the opposite way into right field. Just turns into a shallow fly ball that Stevenson settles under for out number 1.
So now here's Brecken Kruger. First pitch is over for strike 1. Kruger looking for his first hit here of the Senior Legion team. Went 0 for 3 on Sunday. Had 4 plate appearances. He drew a walk as they'll swing and miss at the 0-1 pitch, and is now 0-2. Probably see him quite a bit through the rest of the year. We'll most likely have him see him again for the Senior Legion team tomorrow, and then on Saturday as well. 0-2 pitch is outside and is now 1-2. He might have himself a pretty busy schedule. I think he's going to play the Junior Legion team on Friday, so he might play 8 games or be a part of 8 games in 4 days. That one's fouled back as Kruger stays alive, and it's now 1-2.
It's one of the challenges of being in that dual roster slot like Brecken Kruger, Jackson Edmond, and Jet Zabel are. Just you never quite know when the call is going to come, and you have to go. You think you're going to be part of the Junior Legion home doubleheader or a road game, and all of a sudden you get a call saying, hey, we need you up with the big team. You can get the call up today, and so you got to join them on a moment's notice.
Here's the 2-2 pitch now to Kruger. He'll foul and barely get a piece of it to stay alive. So we'll do it again here at 2-2.
Not unlike getting called up from AAA to the big leagues.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot, whole lot of not so much travel getting called up from Junior Legion to Senior Legion, but still kind of puts you. You're not really sure where you're going to go. But better than being the taxi squad too. 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss, and Kruger goes down on strikes, and there's now 2 down. I'll bring up the top of the order for Cade Hinkle.
Let's see if we can break this up. Use the broadcaster's curse so far. Cyrus has not allowed a hit through the first time through the post-8 order. We'll see if we can break this up by saying, what was it your brother said? No hitter, no hitter, no hitter, no hitter.
I think there's about 5 more of those in there. First pitch is over for strike 1.
You can tell the story better than I can.
So you're saying that he's got a no hitter going right now?
No hitter, no hitter, no hitter, no hitter.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Cyrus to Hinkle as he'll foul that one away, and the count's now 0-2.
For the unwritten rule of baseball is that if the pitcher is throwing a no hitter, you don't want to have any mention of it, and so because the worst thing you can do is start talking about a no hitter, and you immediately will end up cursing the pitcher, and so right now, trying to play the eights a little favor. We're gonna at least for the rest of this half inning, talk about the no hitter he's throwing.
Counts now 1-2 here to Hinkle in the 1-2 pitch. Be grounded to the first base side, and first baseman will field Russell. A step on the bag to retire Hinkle, and that will end the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. So again, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. We've played 3 innings between Pierre and Watertown. In game number 2, there still is no score as you're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station and Post-8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
When something just isn't right, it's natural to talk about it.
If you had a toothache, you'd tell someone.
If you found out you had diabetes, you'd learn to take care of it. But when you're feeling stressed, sad, or worried, you're less likely to tell someone.
Why do we treat physical and mental health so differently?
There is no difference. We all need someone to talk to, and there's nothing shameful about wanting to be healthy for you.
When you just need someone to talk to, contact Rising Hope Counseling at 494-1500 or risinghope605.com.
Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Rising Hope Counseling, because if you have hope,
you have everything.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again. With terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Top of the 4th inning, it is 3, 4, and 5 here for Watertown. Cale Stevenson, Braxton Locker, and Braden Zog, the first 3 hitters. As Isaac Pollock and Jared Cyrus right now met in a pitcher's duel. And for those watching or listening from Watertown tonight, Greg Dean's number is 605.
555-5555.
So if there's any, if you get mad that Cyrus doesn't end up with a no-hitter, he was the first one to say it, not me. So he sent all the angry mail to Greg Dean.
605-555-5555.
Here is Cale Stevenson. He flew out to the left fielder, Merkwan, in his first at-bat. First pitch will miss for ball one from Pollock. He's allowed just 3 hits so far, 1 in each of the first 3 innings. Leadoff man has been on base 2 of the 3 times with that hit. The 1-0 pitch. Here's a line shot, one hopper that nearly takes the glove off of Hansen. The hat and sunglasses fell off of Matt Hansen at shortstop. And it's going to be a leadoff single for Stevenson. The 4th hit of the ball game. The 3rd time the leadoff man has been on base for Watertown.
Yeah, a ball that Stevenson really barreled up and had a lot of topspin on it. And as Matt Hansen took a couple steps to his left to try to make the play, I mean, that ball really picked up speed and really came up on him. And like you said, John, just almost it was hit so hard it almost took Hansen's glove off.
First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to the number 4 hitter, Braxton Locker, who is the DH. And in game number 2 was a catcher in game number 1. But now is just he can keep that helmet on throughout the entire game. There's a 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss by Locker as he tried to chase that one upstairs, and the count's now even at a ball and a strike.
Change up from Pollock that up in the zone that Locker just couldn't quite time, and so Pollock is able to even up the count at 1-1. Ground ball right here would be really nice for the Eights.
1-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike. Locker couldn't pull the trigger, and the count's now 1-2.
Evening shadows starting to fall across the infield here at Historic Heights Stadium. Pollock on the pitcher's mound all the way in the shadows. The home plate area is all the way in the shadows, but the pitch will actually be in the sun for about 58 feet coming from the pitcher's mound to home plate.
The 1-2 pitch is outside, is now 2-2. Is that an estimate, or is that do you know that for sure? Is that an exact measurement?
Well, I got the transit out, and you know we
did the
triangulation, and
2-2 pitch is taken for strike 3, and there's the first out here at the top of the 4th inning. Locker couldn't believe it. Pollock gets his second strikeout of the ball game, and now ground ball gets you out of the inning here as Brandon Zog will come to the plate. Flew out to the center fielder Lettler in his first at bat.
We got the transit out, we did the triangulation, and then we came up with a very wild guess.
Before the first pitch, they step off. It sounds like something like John Madden would say, except he wouldn't be able to say everything that you said at the beginning. We got the boom, wild guess. Here's the first pitch. Runner takes off with the pitch. There's a ground ball over the third baseman, Gordon. So the first is in time. There's now 2 down as the runner will move up to second base. And Ben Altoff will now come to the plate.
Speaking of which, what's the status of the telestrator order now that we're talking about John Madden? Any hope of wedging that into the KCCR budget at some point?
Let's see. It's June 9th right now, so I say we probably got about 80 years before that happens. A long way to go for that.
Oh.
Here is Altoff, who flew out to the left fielder. Merkwan in his first at bat. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1.
Oh, now I'm disappointed.
Maybe we can get DT.
Crushed all my hopes on that with that last statement.
We maybe get DT to help us out with that. I think he might have some pull.
Maybe what we could do is, we got windows in the press box right here. I can just bring a wax marker, just start drawing and move the iPad.
I guess that's true. Who needs a telestrator when you have the windows right
we
here?
Got the windows, a little Windex to clean it off at the end.
We're making every member of the post-8 board very nervous right now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss is now 1-2. They say, they better not be drawing on their windows. Don't worry, we'll wipe it off.
Yeah, like I said, we'll bring the Windex.
Yeah.
Windex and the paper towels.
Count is 1-2 here to Ben Altoff. Runner on second with 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-2 pitch outside, and it's now 2-2. Hey, we got the Windex already here.
As the assistant in the research department comes over with the Windex. We're half there. All we need is the wax markers now. Maybe a little longer cord on the iPad.
To see if that, well, I guess that's, we can make that work. We're already halfway there. Here's the 2-2 pitch now to Altoff. That one's popped foul and out of play, and we'll do it again here at 2-2.
Yeah, we probably need to find some paper towels. I mean, because that would.
I guess that's true. We don't have any paper towels yet up here.
Paper towels, so the telestrator will get a little cloudy by the end of game number 2.
But John Madden, he couldn't tell what he was drawing anyway, so basically the same thing. Here's a 2-2 pitch outside, and the count's now 3-2. But somehow we've managed to talk about John Madden 2 different times in the same year. It was the spring season, and now here in the summer season that we're talking about John Madden again. Can't get enough of John Madden.
Well, we've rolled several Harry Carey references out too. I mean, we haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet either.
That is true. I did have a pretty good imitation of Harry Carey.
You did.
That was back last Thursday when they played Brookings. Here's the 3-2 pitch that comes in and hits Altoff. So he is on base first and second here with 2 away. As Cole Holden now will come to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a single to lead off single in the top of the second. He was thrown out trying to steal second to end that second inning.
Yeah, and that hit batter is unfortunate for Isaac Pollock because he really worked hard and was 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning and was able to, unfortunately, Altoff was able to work the count full, and then one pitch just got away from Pollock and took Altoff in the shoulder, and so the 17s have runners on first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 4th.
That was the first free pass given by Pollock in the ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Holden. Swings and misses the off-speed pitch, well out in front of it, and the count's now 0-2. And Pollock again a strike away from getting out of this 4th inning. That's right now, and I'll say it through 3 2/3 innings, just 1 free pass from Pollock. And that's a big reason why there's a 0 up on the scoreboard right now. The only base runners up to that point had been through base hits. 0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. A pitch out of the zone, and Holden chased after it, and it retires aside here in the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, still looking for our game's first run. You're listening to Post State Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wagner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wagner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WagnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wagner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WagnerAuto.com or stop by Wagner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
As we welcome you back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, as it is still a scoreless ball game between Pierre and Watertown. Jane Wiebe, Andy Gordon, and Bennett Dean will be the first 3 hitters. Who reaches base will be Spencer Lettler in this scoreless ball game, 2, 3, and 4. Post State still looking for their first hits of the second game, as Jared Cyrus has been able to go toe-to-toe with Isaac Pollock to the first 3 innings, and here's now Post State trying to get on the scoreboard, trying to get that first run of the ball game and take their first lead since they beat Brookings for their second win of the season. They've lost 3 in a row since then and have not led in any of those 3 games. And it's amazing how quickly you can move past things and kind of look at things in a different light. Because how this game has already started, it already feels like a different Post State team than what we saw 30 minutes ago or 45 minutes ago when that first game ended. As Jaden Wiebe steps to the plate, and they don't even have a hit yet as Post State. They've had just 1 base runner by a walk That's been the only time they've had anybody on base. The first pitch is missed for ball 1 to Jaden Wiebe.
And that's just what a good outing on the mound will do for you. I mean, you can just see there's a little more, the body language is a little better. I mean, a little more positive. There's a little more pep in the step.
As Wiebe shoots that one out to left field, it's hanging up for the left fielder, and he can't make the catch. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Weeby's going to end up at second base. I think Czech thought he was closer to the wall than what he actually was, and it went past him, and Weeby's on second to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, high fly ball from Wiebe, and like you said, John, I wasn't quite sure if Czech maybe thought he was closer to the wall or maybe thought he had it measured, and the ball just carried a little bit farther at the very end and got over top of Czech's head, and with that, Wiebe ends up with a stand-up double, and the eights got something going here to lead off the bottom of the fourth.
First hit of the ball game for Post State, as that one is taken for strike one for Andy Gordon, who grounded out to the third baseman, his counterpart in his first at-bat. Base hit could give Post State the lead. With a runner on second base, you love for something to go the right side. Use those productive outs, or use those outs as a productive way to score a run. As the 0-1 pitch is upstairs and it's 1-1. Obviously, the better alternative is to keep getting base hits and never get out. But if you're going to get out, use it as a productive out, because those two before that third out could potentially drive in Wiebe without even getting another base hit. Here's now the 1-1 pitch. Gordon will watch that one go by. That one dropped out of the zone before it crossed and is now 2-1. That's a big take and a tough take for Gordon, and a good one. Make it 2-1.
And the no-hitter's broken up.
There we go. It worked.
No hitter, no hitter, no hitter, no hitter.
Greg Dean will is now most wanted in Watertown. As the 2-1 pitch is taken on the inside edge. It's now 2-2. Say I'm going to show up for a hockey game or a basketball game next year, and they're going to be asking where you're at. So I don't know where he's at. 2-2 pitch. And Gordon will poke this one into left center field, down for a base hit. Weeby's going to get the wave around third. The throw coming towards the plate. Gordon will take off for second. The throw to second is not in time. And Andy Gordon standing on second base, and Post State has their first lead in 4 games. They lead at 1-0 on the RBI from Andy Gordon.
Yeah, just a softly hit ball out into no man's land out in left center, and center fielder, or the left fielder Czech, center fielder Hirsch, and the shortstop Heish all give chase, and it drops in. Wiebe on his horse all the way from the time the ball was hit, saw that it was gonna drop, and got the go sign from Coach Brian White immediately, and so he scores easily. Andy Gordon heads up base running going into second, and the throw actually pulled Stevenson, the second baseman for Watertown, up and away, and with that kind of went over the top of Andy Gordon, and luckily nobody came out of that the worse for wear.
First pitch to Bennett Dean is missed for ball 1. So Post State leads here 1-0 on just 2 hits. The last 2 guys that come to the plate have gotten hits. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Cyrus to Dean. He'll foul that one back to the netting, and it's now 1-1 to the Post State first baseman, who grounded out to the first baseman, his counterpart, in his first at-bat. Had just one base runner in the first 3 innings for Post State. It was a walk that was straight on second base. 1-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 2-1. With the first 2 men with base hits here in the bottom of the fourth, giving Post State a 1-0 lead. RBI for Andy Gordon, which is his 3rd RBI now of the season. Here's a 2-1. That's upstairs, and it's now 3-1. On deck is Spencer Lettler. So where Cyrus was dominant in the first 3 innings, he's going to try and be dancing around some trouble here in the bottom of the fourth, already giving it that first run. 3-1 pitch, and Dean out towards center field. Going back on it's the center fielder Hirsch. He will make the catch. Tagging from second is Gordon. Heading to third, he will get there standing up. So they use a productive out to get Gordon over to third base. And now a ball in the outfield that can score Gordon to make it a 2-0 advantage for Post State.
Yeah, a ball that Dean barreled up and hit all the way to the warning track, to the edge of the warning track and straightaway center field, and nice play by Hirsch to retreat and get back under the ball, and a nice piece of base running by Andy Gordon to see where the ball was hit, see where Hirsch was, and he was able to tag up and get to third easily, and now Watertown brings the infield in, down 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth, trying to knock down a ground ball and try to keep Gordon at third.
First pitch is taken for a strike to Spencer Lettler. He was the guy that reached base the first time through the order. He walked and stole second, but was stranded on second base. Here's the 0-1 pitch outside, and it's now 1-1. Jack Merkwan would be next for Post State. And the infield drawn in all the way around, trying to keep this a 1-0 deficit for Watertown. Post State trying to add to it. That pitch comes inside, and it's now 2-1 here to Lettler.
Nice stop by Althoff to backhand that ball and not let it get to the backstop, because inevitably that would have likely have scored Gordon from third base.
Now here's a 2-1 pitch. Lettler swings and misses. It got behind Althoff, but it bounced off the umpire's leg, so the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Lettler's got to find a way to at least put the ball in play. Make Watertown make a play on you, even if you hit a ground ball in the infield. Gordon leads away from third. There comes a 2-2 pitch. Lettler grounds it to the shortstop. It's going to be fielded by Heish. The throw to first is in time, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up Jack Merkwan trying to drive in that second run for Post State.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lettler did what he wanted to do, hit something, made contact, hit something on the ground, but just right at Heish, and Heish stared down Andy Gordon for about 3 steps, and then as he made the throw, kind of took a little something off. But those are, as a coach, you always kind of hold your breath for just a second, because those are the kind of throws that when you take something off, you sometimes tend to airmail those kind of throws.
Yeah, there's the old adage of just fire a strike. Just give it everything you have to throw it over to first base. As the 0-1 is taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2. And you see that sometimes those pitchers that will field a ball, they throw it 95 miles an hour to first base because they know they're going to throw it on a dot to the first baseman. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Merkwan waves and misses and strikes out swinging, and he's down to end the bottom of the fourth inning. But Post State gets a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's a 1-0 lead for Pierre after the fourth inning over Watertown. As you're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Top of the 5th inning, and a 1-0 lead for Post State, as it will be 8-9-1. Cade Russell, Jack Heish, and Zach Hirsch to lead things off. I feel like I've said that before. Oh, yeah, I just said that on the top of the 3rd inning. It's going to be Russell, Heish, and Hirsch. As Isaac Pollock has thrown 4 scoreless innings, giving up 4 hits in those 4 innings. But Post State has their first lead since Game 2 against Brookings, which was their latest win. 2-5 right now on the season. A big win, a big game here for Post State to try and pick up that win. As Cade Russell will swing at the first pitch. Skied out towards center field. Long run coming in for Lettler. He'll make the catch, and there's 1 pitch and 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. crowd seems to be a little bit more lively in this ball game as well than in game number 1 for Post State.
And I think that's close ball game. Eights have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. Good pitching performance so far from Isaac Pollock. 4 1/3, like you said, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, 55 pitches through 4 1/3 so far for Pollock. And again, just kind of the performance that we have sort of become to expect out of Isaac Pollock.
First pitch was taken for a strike to Jack Heesh. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will bounce in. It's now 1-1. And it's an obvious statement that pitchers control the game, but they control the atmosphere of the game as well. And Pollock, even though he's not a flashy guy by any means, he's not sitting there jumping up and down and getting the crowd fired up. But by just throwing strikes and getting guys out, it gets the crowd going a little bit more than. When you start walking guys, and all of a sudden everybody's stepping back, and then you're having conversations as a crowd because the game's not as engaging as what it is right now, as it counts 2-2 here to Jack Heesh. And then also feeds into the rest of the players, the other 8 guys from the crowd, from Pollock to the crowd to now the rest of the 8 that's out in the field, as it counts now 3-2. It livens the game up so much more when you have a guy on the mound throwing strikes.
Well, the game just moves along quicker. I mean, you're just, like you said, you're more engaged as a defender out in the field. And the crowd's more engaged when there's outs on the scoreboard, and you get it on and off the field quicker, and you get the bats back in the hands of the home team. And so again, kudos to Isaac Pollock doing exactly what I think Coach Brian White and Nathan Nas want him to do right now, and certainly on pace. That was his 61st pitch of the night, so at the rate he's going, he certainly has an opportunity to potentially get all the way through 7 innings tonight if he can keep up this pace, and that would be huge for Post 8 right now.
He did walk the number 9 hitter, as is now Zach Hirsch. The first pitch is upstairs for ball 1, and we'll get a mound visit here from Coach Brian White to kind of settle down Isaac Pollock, and is he bringing in the entire infield or not? It looked like maybe he's trying to tell him to stay away or come on in, but Pollock, he has picked up a couple strikeouts, just 2 so far, but has allowed just 2 walks. He hit a man and also walked 1 man. So Coach White is a quick little mound visit, try and settle him down here to get him to get the top of the order out, because this is a big part of the game here. Top of the 5th inning, runner on first with 1 out, and it's the top of the order. These are dangerous hitters, and we also have action in the bullpen as is it Jack Van Camp that's warming up?
It is Jack Van Camp, and again, I think this is a situation where I think Coach Brian White goes out and says, "Hey, we just need you to throw strikes and give us an opportunity to get into the bullpen if we need to."
As Zach Hirsch was trying to check his swing and did not check his swing, so it was called a strike. Coach Ryan Neal not agreeing with the home plate umpire and wants him to be checked, but once you say he swung, that you can't go and ask for any help on after a swing has been called by the umpire. So the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike here to Zach Hirsch, who was 1 for 2. He singled to open up the ball game and then flew out to the left fielder Merquan. 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball for Gordon. He'll field it, bobbles it, and can't make a play. And it's now first and second here with 1 down. Then I'll bring up Andrew Check with runners at first and second. The first error of the ball game for Post State.
Yeah, kind of a routine ground ball that Andy Gordon gloved easily, and was ready to make the right play and getting ready to make the throw to second base, and just lost the ball on the transfer out of the glove, and still probably would have had an opportunity to make a play, but wasn't able to pick it up right away, and so now the 17s have runners on first and second and 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
And they are making a change, as it will not be Andrew Check that will come to the plate. Did not see the number of who that man is that's coming to the plate. Might be Dawson Schmidt.
I was going to say, I think it's Dawson Schmidt. We'll confirm that if we can get him to turn around.
First pitch is a swing and a miss, as it is number 3, which is Dawson Schmidt. And it's 0-1 here to Schmidt. So Check has been lifted from the game. He is playing left field, so Schmidt, who played center field in game 1, will most likely be in the outfield. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, and is now 1-1 here to Schmidt. Schmidt in game number 1 went 0 for 3. Grounded out twice, reached on an air, and also had an RBI walk. Chuck just continues to struggle right now. He went 0 for 4 overall today. One pitch is just a bit outside, and the count's now 2-1. You bring up one of your hottest hitters coming into the day, 8 for 13 with 5 runs driven in, a home run and triple, part of those 8 hits that he has. That's just in this week from Monday, Tuesday to now today. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one is over for a strike, and the count is now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Schmidt.
And again, a ground ball. Runners first and second, 1 out. You get a ground ball right at one of the post-8 infielders, and opportunity to turn 2 and get out of this mini rally that Watertown's got going.
2-2 pitch. Schmidt will reach for it and foul it away. Spoil that pitch to stay alive as the count remains at 2-2. It was a tough pitch for Schmidt to try and get a piece of. It was a good pitch from Isaac Pollock. But the count is still at 2-2 with the first and second here with 1 down the top of the 5th. Post 8 leads 1-0 here in game 2 of this doubleheader. Watertown's 3-1, actually 4-1 now in the 6 games they're played in 3 days. That one will miss, and the count's now 3-2. Their one loss came yesterday. They split with Yankton after sweeping Renner 2. Nearly falling in that first game to Renner 2. Scored 7 runs to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th against Renner 2, which turned into a 14-2 win in the second game. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Schmidt will reach for it, pop it up into shallow right field. Kruger comes in to make the catch. There's now 2 down. That's a big second out for the Eights, as that'll bring up Cale Stevenson, who was 1 for 2.
Yeah, good battle. Pollock eventually wins the battle, but took some effort. Schmidt takes him all the way to a full count, and then had a couple of defensive swings to stay alive. But Pollock able to retire him on the fly ball into medium deep right field.
So now here is Cale Stevenson, flew out to Merquan and also had a single. That came back last inning. That led off the top of the 4th inning. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Here in the top of the 5th inning. The Watertown did have a runner on third base. That was in the 3rd. That got stranded there. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside edge, taken for a strike. The count is even at a ball and a strike.
Again, a big at bat here. Probably one of the more pivotal at bats of the game so far. If post 8 can retire Stevenson, get out of this inning, that'll be a huge momentum burst going into the bottom of the 5th.
1-1 pitch is outside, and the count's now 2-1 here to Stevenson. Don't forget doubleheader tomorrow, as Pierre will take on Mitchell here at Hyatt Stadium, 5 o'clock for first pitch. Listen here on KCCR, online today's KCCR.com, and available to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports. As that one's lined to left field, Merquan going over. He's not going to make the catch. We're going to tie the ball game up as Watertown, as it's going to be a 2-out RBI double for Stevenson. And we are squared at 1 here with 2 down in the top of the 5th.
Stevenson continues to swing a hot bat. I think isn't that his 3rd double of the day?
I believe you are correct. Go back to it. Yep, 3rd double of the day, 2nd RBI as well for Stevenson. And 2nd and 3rd with 2 away for Braxton Locker, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. You have an open base over at first, but that would also put Brandon Zog to the plate. Although he is 0 for 2. He came in hitting 8 for 10 over those 4 games this week. That one's at the knees, taken for a strike. Ball and a strike to Locker. Locker in game 1 went 1 for 3. 0 for 2 so far. Pollock goes from the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's out to right field. That one is deep in foul territory, and that will land foul. And it's now 1-2.
Probably not a concern because there's no movement out of Coach Brian White, but Isaac Pollock about ready to throw pitch number 79 on the day. If you would hold him under 80 pitches, he'd be available to pitch Saturday, I believe, correct?
There's a ground ball for Wiebe to field at second. The throw to first is in time, and they will get out of the inning with only one run coming to the plate. As that will make it a 1-1 ball game, or 1-1 ball game here after the top of the fifth inning. It was one run on one hit and one error, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the fifth. It is a 1-1 tie between Pierre and Watertown. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
As we hit the bottom of the fifth inning, it's a brand new ball game, 1-1. As Post State will have 7, 8, and 9. Brady Getz, followed by Matthew Hansen and Bretkin Kruger. He might reach his base back at the top of the order for Cade Hinkle. As we are in the bottom of the fifth, Post State so far just 1 run on 2 hits, but they came in that fourth inning. And playing to a tie so far here as we had started to get to the latter innings of game number 2. Here's the first pitch from Cyrus to Getz. He'll foul it off of his foot. And it's 0-1.
Cyrus doing a nice job keeping the Post State bats at bay so far. Just those 2 hits through 4 complete right now.
Here's the 0-1 from Cyrus to Getz. That one will miss low, and it's now 1-1. Getz struck out swinging in his first at bat. He waits on the 1-1 from Jared Cyrus, and he delivers. He slipped and fell, and it bounced about 15 feet in front of the plate, and the count's now 2-1.
Yeah, it looks like he slipped when he went to plant with that foot, and you know that sometimes can result in tweaking a hamstring or something.
2-1 pitch, and Getz will foul out play, and it's now 2-2.
But Cyrus looks none the worse for wear. Just gets up, dusts his pants off, and right back at it.
And even as a pitcher too, when you think about that a little bit more the next time you throw a pitch. 2-2 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 3-2. You're a little bit more worried about falling and doing something like that. Here's now the 3-2 pitch to Getz. Taken for strike 3, and he'll be tagged out. And he's down on strikes for the second time here in the ball game. There's the leadoff man retired here to open the bottom of the fifth inning. And that'll bring up Matt Hansen, who flew out to the second baseman in his first at-bat.
Jack Van Camp back up, warming in the Post State bullpen. We'll see what if and when he might get used here in game number 2.
And it'll be interesting and how long he'll go in game number 2, because you were thinking that maybe he was going to be the starter tomorrow in one of those games. The 0-1 pitch is taken, is now 0-2. But when you get a chance to win any game against South Dakota teams, you don't want to take any chances. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's outside, and it's now 1-2.
especially a game against a quality opponent like Watertown. I mean, this would be, if you could pull out a win here, if you're post 8, opportunity to put some good seed points on the board.
As they are right now 15-7 in South Dakota games. There's a ground ball to third base, and underneath the glove of the third baseman Holden into right field. That'll be the first error charge to Watertown. And Hansen's on with 1 on and 1 out to bring up Brecken Kruger, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat.
And you have to believe that I think irregardless of whether Jack Van Camp pitches tonight, he's still the Game 1 starter tomorrow against Mitchell. And so that means that whatever he does tonight, if indeed he throws, they will keep him under that 30-pitch limit.
First pitch to Kruger. That's the other way for a base hit into right field. Hansen will round second. He's on his way to third. The throw coming in. Dives at first safely. And Kruger's made it first and third with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning to bring up the top of the order.
Yeah, and a nice piece of base running by Matt Hansen. Never broke stride going around second base on a ball hit into right field. And even though Zog came up throwing and had a nice throw right on line into the third baseman Holden, Hansen goes in head first, and so the Eights have something going here in the 5th. Runners on the corners and 1 out, and the top of the order coming up for the black and green.
Kate Hinkle's 0 for 2 so far. Ground out in the first inning, and also a ground out in the 3rd inning. Something in the outfield could bring in Hansen from third base to reclaim the lead for Post 8. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
We'll see if Kruger goes in motion at some point during this at bat. If not a straight steal, Hinkle very good at handling the bat. Maybe you see a hit and run. Maybe see some kind of a box steal. I think they're going to try to do whatever they can to try to get this run across the plate here in the bottom of the 5th and try to give the Eights an advantage late in this game.
The 1-0 pitch was bounced in. A good block from Althoff behind the plate. Counts now 2-0. Kruger is on at first. Hansen over at third. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. And Hinkle pops this one up on the left side. Going to be called for, and it's going to drop in. Matt Hansen couldn't score. Kruger makes his way over to second base. So Hinkle's on. I think the ball got lost in the sun for Heesh, and might be check out there. Hirsch over in left field now, and he couldn't come in to make the play. And so it's going to be bases loaded here, and I guess it's going to drop down as a base hit for Kate Hinkle.
Yeah, I think that has to go as a base hit because it really isn't a fielding error. And you see Hirsch now as he retreats back to his position, puts the glove up to shade his eyes. So you wonder if he didn't have some trouble picking the ball up. And he actually went back and to his right and then had to come back the other way several steps. And so part miscommunication, maybe the sun being an issue, but either way, now Eights maybe are getting a break, and we'll see if they can take advantage of it here with 1 out and the bases loaded.
First pitch to Jaden Wiebe is a swing and a miss. He's down 0-1. He is 1 for 2 with a double. Came around to score on the RBI single from Gordon. It is Hirsch out in left field, and Schmidt takes over in center. There's a line shot for Wiebe. That's down for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. Kruger's rounding third. He's going to come in to score. A 2 RBI single for Jaden Wiebe. And Post 8 leads 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, just a line drive out into left center field for Jaden Wiebe and continues to hit the ball well here in game number 2. Scored 1 run and has RBIs 2 and 3, and the Eights now have a 3-1 lead, and we got a mound visit from the Watertown coaching staff.
So a 3-1 score now here for Post 8, as is now Andy Gordon. This is the difficult part of the lineup for, I guess you really look at all 9 guys are difficult to get through for Post 8, but there's a reason why you got Wiebe at 2, Gordon at 3, and Bennett Dean at 4. These are dangerous hitters for Post 8 and Watertown, trying to get Cyrus at least through this 5th inning. And again, they're running out of pitchers. They've got 7 pitchers that they can't use in this ball game because of all the pitch counts that they've had in the last 4 games that they've played, and of course the Stevenson who went in game number 1. So they're really limited on who they have pitching. They've had nobody warm up, and it's kind of nearly been, might even be Cyrus's complete game to go until he runs out of pitches. So as Andy Gordon will step in, first and second with 1 down. Here's the first pitch to Gordon. Comes in, nearly hits him, but taken for ball 1.
Cyrus just threw pitch number 73 on the day, so for him to go to his full 105, he's got 32 pitches left, has only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Here's a 1-0 pitch from Cyrus to Gordon. And Gordon will shoot that one towards left center field. That's going to hang up in time for Schmidt to make the catch. And there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Bennett Dean, trying to drive in at least 1 more run. A little bit more insurance for Isaac Pollock. As Dean is 0 for 2 so far, grounded out to the first baseman and also flew out to the center fielder. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runs are home on the 2 RBI single from Jaden Wiebe. Cyrus will go from the stretch, and here's the first pitch to Bennett Dean. He'll foul it back, and it's 0-1.
Outfield, medium deep all the way around, pretty much straight up to the left-hand hitting Dean. Infield, he should short, kind of shaded towards second base, otherwise pretty well straight up around on the infield.
0-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now even at a ball and a strike. Spencer Lettler would be the next man to hit. Trying to pass this along, keep moving things along here with 2 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch, or excuse me, the 1-1 pitch, 3-1 lead for Post State. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2.
Nice fastball from Cyrus, just something that Dean was not able to catch up with at 1-1, and so we'll see if the Eights can dig out of a hole here at 1-2 and keep this rally going.
Here's a 1-2 pitch from Cyrus to Dean outside, and is now 2-2. The runners at first and second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lights are on here at Hyatt Stadium. Shadows are taking full effect of the infield. Still a little bit of a tough going out in left field. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's outside, and it's now 3-2, and everybody will get a head start here. Wiebe at first, and Hinkle over at second. A base hit or somewhere down the line or in a gap could score Hinkle all the way from first base as he'll get the head start. Excuse me, Wiebe from first base as he'll get the head start. Here comes the 3-2. Dean, did he offer at it? He didn't offer at it, and he goes down on strikes, and that will end things here in the bottom of the 5th inning. But 2 runs do come in to score on 3 hits in the inning. 1 error and 2 men left on base. Post State has gotten the lead back. They lead 3-1 over Watertown. Listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
As we welcome you back here, top of the 6th inning, Isaac Pollock, who has thrown 73 pitches, will be on the mound with the face of Braden Zog, Ben Altoff, and Cole Holden. I'm not sure where I got Zorg out of that, but
sounds like a Toy Story reference.
I was going to say.
now we're hitting your strike zone when it comes to movies, aren't we?
Well, it took me a second to realize that you made a Toy Story reference there. He's 0 for 2.
I finally got you speechless.
You got me.
It took me 3 years, and I finally got you speechless.
You cracked me on that one. First pitch is taken for ball 1. Zog is 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. He is his mortal enemy is Buzz Lightyear. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's taken for a strike. It's 1-1. Buzz never seems to be able to beat him.
Well, we do have an Andy playing for the 8, so it's all lining up.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's over for a strike. It is now 1-2. Do you think he's got his cleats got Andy on the bottom?
That draws a chuckle from the rest of the press box.
Here's 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. Be fielded by Hanson at short. He's got to make a quick throw over to first, and scooped up by Bennett Dean at first base. And the leadoff man is retired here in the top of the 6th inning.
And
we have too much fun sometimes up here.
I hope Matt Hansen was just reaching down to scratch his right calf, because he's I don't know if he's scratching or rubbing. You hope it's not a calf issue, and hope it's just a mosquito bite.
There's the first pitch to Ben Altoff. He swings and misses at that one, and it's 0-1.
Hansen staying in the game, and the concern from up here is just the fact that the eights don't have a whole lot of healthy bodies.
That one's popped up, foul territory, get out of play, and it's now 0-2.
Totally healthy bodies, I guess I should say. I mean, there's a lot of bumps and bruises going on right now, and so last thing they would need is to see one of their starters go down with some kind of an additional injury.
Count is 0-2 here to Ben Altoff. Here comes the 0-2 from Pollock to the catcher Altoff. Line shot, base hit for Altoff down the left field line. Merquan will go cut it off. Altoff with a long turnaround first, but Merquan will hold him to a single. And there's 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, as that'll bring up Cole Holden, who is 1 for 2. As the now 6th hit of the ball game from Watertown. Ground ball, though, could get you out of this inning pretty quickly. Yeah, you hope that Hansen, again, is just keeping himself, like you said, just got a little bit of an itch on the calf. Nothing more than that, as that one's fouled off the end of the bat. Cue shot off the end of the bat by Cole Holden.
We're going to call it a mosquito bite for now until we know otherwise. But
on the official injury report.
On the official injury report. But yeah, we just kind of hold the way things have gone for the 8s right now in the last week or so. You just kind of hold your breath anytime that there's something that even looks, smells, or even potentially imitates an injury.
The 0-1 pitch was up near the hands and got off the end of the bat, or off the handle of the bat. Fouled back by Holden, so he's now down 0-2 in the count after that pitch was going to be a ball, but Pollock gets bailed out. 0-2 pitch, just a bit outside. That's a good 0-2 pitch, and a take from Cole Holden, who that's a tough one to take when you're down 2 strikes in a count. We'll do it again here. 1-2 count. The runner on first. Here's a pitch from Pollock to Holden. That will bounce in. Stopped by Henkel, and the count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Lincoln Keenholz starting to warm in the post-8 bullpen. Keenholz has the only save of the season so far for the 8s, at least for the first part of the season, kind of filling that closer role.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Comes upstairs, is now 3-2. The shoulder injury that he's kind of dealing with right now is the non-throwing shoulder, so that's not hindering him from being able to pitch. The idea was to kind of keep him out, though, to not aggravate that shoulder injury by fielding anything, hitting, base running, stuff like that. So here's the 3-2 pitch now. Popped up in the infield. Pollock will call for it. He'll make the catch, and there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Cade Russell with 2 away. He is 1 for 2 with a double so far. One out away from getting through 6 innings for Isaac Pollock. Post State leads 3-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch from Pollock to Russell. On the outside edge, taken for strike 1.
Okay, so we got a Zorg, we got a Buzz Lightyear, we got an Andy. Who's Stinky Pete?
I don't know.
As he points at me.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's taken for a strike. Is now 0-2.
Why did I know that was coming?
Mr. Potato Head. They count as 0-2 here to Cade Russell. Going to be talking Toy Story here for the next couple of broadcasts. Russell will step out. Ready to regather.
As we regather.
Yeah. I think we need more time than that. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Pollock to Russell. That one just a bit outside, maybe a little high, and the count's now 1-2. Again, another real good 0-2 pitch from Pollock, trying to paint the corner, just missing. And those are tough pitches to take from the last hitter, Holden, as well as Russell here at the plate. As Pollock still ahead in the count, 1-2. 1-2 pitch, just a bit outside again. Counts now 2-2.
In the previous pitch, Elliott Life, who's right on the edge of the Post State dugout, actually took about 3 steps out on the field because from his vantage point, he thought that was strike 3.
So the count is 2-2 from the stretch. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back, and that one's going to land just a little bit low. Almost go in the concession stand below us. But I got up. I was ready.
You were ready. I saw you moving.
I was ready.
You showed good hops back there.
Trying to be like Slink. Reach out there and make the catch. He made another Toy Story reference there for you. Here's the 2-2 pitch. On the outside edge, taken for strike 3, and Pollock's got 6 innings complete as he finishes with a strikeout and a 3-1 lead here for Post State. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Post State can add to their lead up 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre. Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Post State will have 5, 6, and 7 to try and add to this 3-1 lead as we welcome you back at Hyatt Stadium. Pierre leads Watertown 3-1. Jared Cyrus looking to go at least the distance of a 6-inning ball game. He's gone those 5 innings. He's given up 1 less hit than Isaac Pollock, but he's given up 2 more runs than Pollock, thanks to the 2 RBI single from Jaden Wiebe, giving the Post State team a 3-1 lead. Spencer Lettler, Jack Merquan, and Brady Getz will be the first 3 hitters. We'll see if Lincoln Keenels will be the man to come out in the 7th inning, who got the save in Pollock's win, or if Pollock will have a chance to come out in the 7th and try and finish out this game for himself. Potentially go a complete game against Watertown. Here's the first pitch to Spencer Lettler. There's a ground ball to the left side. It'll be a tough play for Heesh as he charges in. Off-balance throw is not in time. A leadoff single for Spencer Lettler. The speed of the center fielder comes into play. And it's the 6th hit of the ball game now for Post State, as it'll be Jack Merquan now at the plate, who's 0 for 2.
Pollock with 98 pitches through 6 complete, so he's only got 7 pitches left. So if he does come out to start the 7th, in all likelihood, unless he has a really quick inning, he probably only gets through 1, maybe 2 batters.
See if Merquan will try and put down a bunt here. He's not bunting. Swings and misses the first pitch. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Getz is on deck.
Cyrus has done a nice job for Watertown, as we said. The 8th pitcher of the last 3 days to throw for Watertown, and
as they're the base hit for for Jack Merquan as he tomahawked that into right field through the hole on the right side. I don't know if he thought maybe it was going to be a hit-and-run play, so he's going to swing at anything. Lettler wasn't taken off for a second, so it was well the strike zone, but, hey, it goes down as a hard-hit ball that was right down the middle in the book.
Yeah, and a ball that just was something that you would not advise and use in a hitting clinic, but it just works. And a ball that Jack Merquan, and like you said, it might have been a call that maybe it was a hit and run, and maybe Spencer Lettler just didn't get the sign, and so Merquan, doing what he thought he needed to do, which was protect his runner, just goes up and gets a ball that literally was up kind of at about his cap level.
I was going to say, Jackson Edmond, that's probably like right in his wheelhouse. Everybody else on the team.
Probably not so much.
Not so much. Brady Getz is going to be, as we have time called, and I don't know if maybe Lettler's got an issue with his shoulder I think Lettler is going to come out, and Jack Van Camp's going to go run for him. And so Lettler seems to be maybe dealing with a little bit of that shoulder injury. That's why he's coming out of the ball game.
Yeah, so this will be a pinch runner. Lettler, the center fielder, so this is not a courtesy runner substitution. Jack Van Camp off the bench. Played a lot of outfield for Post 8 and for the Governors in his tenure, so in all likelihood, Van Camp will come into the game in the 7th inning and play center field.
So he gets a chance to run the bases. We don't see that very much from him, I don't think, as Brady Getz trying to bunt the ball first pitch. He bunts and misses at it, and it's 0-1. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. 3-1 lead here for Post 8. Van Camp, the runner at second now. At first is Merquan, who the first baseman is 10 feet in front of the bag, so Merquan can get a huge lead over at first base. Getz trying to show bunt. He'll bunt that down the third base side. Be back in, the throw to third is going to be in time, so the sacrifice doesn't work for Brady Getz. So he'll be on a fielder's choice, but is now first and second here with 1 down.
Yeah, nice bunt from Brady Getz, just the wrong direction. Unfortunately, Cyrus comes off the mound, and the bunt was actually kind of ended up being right at about even with the mound when Cyrus fielded it, and so the bunt actually pulled him over towards third base and just made a nice, easy throw and was able to retire Van Camp going into third, and so they still have runners on first and second, but now with 1 out.
First pitch to Hansen, swings and misses. And it's 0-1 to Matt Hansen, who reached on an air in his second at-bat. He popped out the second baseman first time he came to the plate. Then reached on an air that went underneath the glove of the third baseman on a ground ball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Instead, a check over at second to Merquan, not too far off the bag, but make sure that he doesn't have any ideas. Is Cyrus checking on Merquan. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Cyrus to Hansen. Chopper, left side, coming in underneath the glove of Holden again. Hansen will reach first, and the bases are now loaded here with 1 down. And that was a tough call, too, because I don't know. I mean, it went underneath the glove, and I don't know if that's what we're going to call that one.
I think that's a base hit. I don't know that Holden would have had much of a chance of getting Matt Hansen, who runs well as he got down the line. But Heesh, the shortstop, pulled over towards second base. Stevenson holding Merquan on at second on that play. A lot of room on both sides when Hansen was at the plate, and kind of the same situation here as both the middle infielders are squeezing second base. The first baseman Russell in on the grass.
As the 0-1 pitch to Kruger will bounce in, and is now 1-1 to Brecken Kruger's 1 for 2.
So there's big holes open on both the left side and the right side. If Kruger can hit something hard one way or the other, the Eights certainly have an opportunity to plate at least one, maybe 2 runs.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Kruger will ground that one foul, and it's now 1-2. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station, just past 9 o'clock here on this Wednesday evening. Well, we still got about another 10, 15 minutes before sunset here tonight. Although the lights are on, shadows have overtaken the entire field. Here's a 1-2 pitch. That one's getting way upstairs. It's going to get to the backstop, and Merquan's going to come in to score, and Post State has extended their lead to 4-1 as all runners will move up 90 feet. And the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was a ball that just Cyrus lost the grip on and went above and behind Brecken Kruger. I mean, if there was some bad blood between the teams, you'd almost wonder if that was a message pitch, but it wasn't, especially down 3-1, and that was just a ball that got away from Cyrus.
So now here's the 2-2 pitch to Kruger. He swings and misses. The pitch is in the dirt, so he's going to force a throw to first base, and unable to get the run home as gets from third as Kruger strikes out and will be thrown out 2-3, and there's now 2 down, and then we got Cade Hinkle trying to extend this lead a little bit more. It's a 4-1 lead right now here for Post State. A base hit could make this even a 6-1 lead here for the Eights.
A nice heads-up play by Cyrus because as Althoff blocked that ball, he had to come about 20, 30 feet out from behind home plate, and so that left home plate unguarded. If Cyrus did not see that and come in to cover home plate, Brady Getz probably could have walked home.
So here's the 1-0 pitch now to Hinkle. They'll foul that one out of play, and it's now 1-1 to the catcher, who is 1 for 3. Singled in his last at-bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, where Post State took that 2-run lead and extended it to a 4-1 lead now. Here comes the 1-1 from Cyrus to Hinkle. That one's fouled out of play. And it's now 1-2. That might be the longest train horn I've ever heard.
I was going to say is here comes the 1-1 pitch, and here comes the RCP&E.
And now there he goes again. I thought maybe that was going to be the only time he blew the horn. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, doesn't get the call. The count's now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cyrus was starting to make his way to the third base dugout. Runners at second and third. It's Hansen at second, gets over at third. The 2-2 from Cyrus to Cade Hinkle. Swings and misses. As the ball was dropped, though, so the throw to first base will retire the side and end things here in the bottom of the 6th. But not before another run comes and crosses the plate on a wild pitch. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the top of the 7th. Post State looking to close it out and split with Watertown. Listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
As we welcome you back here, top of the 7th inning, Lincoln Keenholz is now on the mound to try and close this one out, looking for a second save and as many opportunities. He's got a 4-1 lead in front of him, thanks in part to Isaac Pollock going 6 innings, allowing 1 run on 6 hits. He walked and hit 1 man and had 3 strikeouts. A great outing from Isaac Pollock.
Absolutely, and did exactly what Coach Brian White and Nathan Nas asked of him, and has really given this team a little bit of a pickup, and so has left the game with Post 8 up 4-1, has put them in a position to get the win here, and he's turned the ball and turned the ball over to Lincoln Keenholz to see if he can get his second save of the year. For Keenholz, this will be his 4th appearance on the year already. 3 1/3 innings pitched so far. No, he has not started a game. He does not have a win or a loss. He does have that 1 save. He's walked 2, struck out 8. So of the 10 outs that have been recorded in his appearances so far, 8 have come via the strikeout.
So Keenholz is now on the mound, as it will be 9-1-2. But it's going to be Cyrus that's going to come in and hit for Jack Heesh.
So then Locker, as the DH, will have to come into the defensive lineup someplace, correct?
That's interesting. I thought you could only come in for the guy that was DHing for you if you come in.
Cyrus would probably come into a defensive position.
I guess that's true. Yeah, and the DH, that is true. You're right. Here's the 1-1 pitch here to Cyrus. Upstairs, and it's now 2-1. Yeah, so he would move from the mound, and Locker would have to be playing defense, or someone else comes in for him. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one, he went around on the check swing, and the count's now 2-2. They checked him over at first, and it was a swinging strike, so the count's now 2-2 here to Cyrus. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch that just doesn't get the zone, and Cade Hinkle gets up and says that the ball is a little bit outside. And it looked good from up here, but trust the glove behind home plate with Cade Hinkle. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout to open up the top of the 7th from Lincoln Keenholz. And there's 1 down as we go back to the top of the order for Zach Hirsch.
Yeah, I think, again, this is a situation where Lincoln Keenholz may get one of the starts tomorrow in addition to Jack Van Camp. As you said, the shoulder that's bothering him is his non-throwing shoulder. So if Keenholz stays under 30 pitches, might well see him start either game number 1 or game number 2 tomorrow.
First pitch was missed for ball 1 to Zach Hirsch. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That was a line shot. Gordon will jump to make the catch, and there's 2 down. And the Eights are out away from splitting here this doubleheader with Watertown.
Andy Gordon showing the hops and the athletic ability reminiscent of Dad Rick over at third base.
As Dawson Schmidt will step to the plate with 2 away here in the top of the 7th. First pitch is taken for strike 1. Schmidt flew out to the right fielder Kruger in his first at-bat. Post 8 and out away from taking a split here with Watertown. 0-1 pitch. That one's popped up on the right side. Kruger will call for it. Underneath it, he'll make the catch, and Post 8 will come away with a split against Watertown as they win it 4-1. And a 1-2-3 inning for Lincoln Keenholz here in game number 2 to close it out. 4-1 win for Post 8 in game 2. We step aside for 2 minutes to come up and wrap this doubleheader up. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
ATVs provide wonderful outdoor recreation, but they can also rapidly spread noxious weeds. An ATV can pick up noxious weeds in one area and spread them to the next area in which it is used. When you finish your ride, make sure your ATV is free of weeds and weed seeds. Cleaning your machine is important in stopping the spread of noxious weeds like leafy spurge. To find out how you can help prevent the spread of noxious weeds, call the South Dakota Department of Agriculture or your local county weed and pest supervisor.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
As we welcome you back here to Hyde Stadium as we wrap up game number 2, Post State wins 4-1 over Watertown, and a big win here for Post State, Greg. To come back after losing 11-1 in the first game and win this second game 4-1, that's a big win for Post State to stay 2 games under 500 right now at 3-5. You're a doubleheader sweep away from getting back to 500, and this was a very important win to take. You didn't want to go down to 2-6 on the year. 3-5 sounds so much better right now.
Yeah, and I think there's just a kind of a positive vibe coming out of this thing right now. I mean, you got a good pitching performance, and it just goes to show what good things happen when you get that kind of and I'll use the word dominant, because I think that's what Isaac Pollock was tonight. I mean, he was just dominant and really quieted those Watertown bats after they put 11 runs on the board in game number 1. Really came out and just took control of this game from early on and just did a nice job. And you talked about it in the latter stages of the game, just the fact that the crowd sensed what was going on, got into it. You know, the momentum kind of started to build, and then the Eights put that 2 spot on the board in the 5th to gain the lead, and then tacked on an insurance run in the 6th, and that's how you win tight ball games.
Yeah, and a huge performance from Isaac Pollock, a great save from Lincoln Keenels, picked up those timely hits, 8 hits in the ball game for Post State. They left 6 guys on base in that second game. Pollock was able to stretch out 6 hits, 1 in each of the 6 innings, to allow only 7 men to be left on base in the 8 that, or I guess a little bit more than 8, but there was 7 men that were left on base, 1 run scored for Watertown, and that's how you do it. 6 hits on the scoreboard and 1 in each inning. That's not going to be good enough for the other team. That, as you as a pitcher, that's going to be great for you as a pitcher to work around 1 hit every inning.
Yeah, and didn't have a 1-2-3 inning, but to use one of your favorite phrases, never really felt like he had to tiptoe out of danger in any spot tonight. And so whenever he needed a big pitch, he got it. Whenever he needed to get an out, the fielding behind him was pretty clean, save for the 1 error. And so just a nice performance. And so now, you know, you kind of broken that funk that maybe Post State was in. now you've got an opportunity to build off of this tomorrow night going in against Mitchell, and we'll see if the Eights can build on this, and I think we'll see a couple of front end pitchers tomorrow night, Jack Van Camp, and it would not surprise me if Lincoln Keenholz gets the start tomorrow night as well.
Just want a quick little shout out here because Tanner Neal sent me a text. His brother Ryan Neal, the coach of Watertown, kind of helping me out with understand the DH rule a little bit more because I had kind of a little bit moment of lapse there of trying to remember how the DH rule all worked out. But appreciate hearing from Coach Tanner Neal, and I hope that all is well with him and his family as being the former Pierre Trappers coach, is being able to watch it on YouTube, get to see what Hyde Stadium looks like, even though it looks pretty much the same as he left it. But good to hear from him again, and hope all is well. But Post State wins 4-1 here in game number 2, and Greg, like you said, Jack Van Camp, and wouldn't be surprised to see Lincoln Keenholz throw in game number 2. These are become two. I mean, every game that you play against the South Dakota Legion team, Class A Legion team, is a big game for you because they all matter at this point. In these last 2 years now they've gone the new format. Every one of them matters. But these are two big wins against Mitchell, who is 4-4, but they've been struggling a little bit. They gave away that loss to Watertown. And you credit Watertown for coming with the win, but they kind of fell apart in those losses to Watertown that Watertown was able to take advantage of, and they're just trying to get themselves back in the right foot. Well, you don't want to be the team that they get the right foot going on. You want to be able to extend their struggles a little bit more.
Yeah, I just looking at their schedule right now. Mitchell will come in here tomorrow night 4-8 on the season. Won their first 3 and then lost 8 in a row. Broke the skid on Sunday out in Rapid City, out in the Veterans Classic that is jointly hosted by Post 320 and Post 22, where they beat the Post 320 shooters, the Post 320 Junior Legion team. But Mitchell has been on a little bit of a skid, and so an opportunity for Post 8 to build off of this really impressive outing by Isaac Pollock tonight and take that momentum into tomorrow night's doubleheader at 5 o'clock.
That's right, 5 o'clock. We'll start doubleheader between Pierre and Mitchell. Be on the air around 4:40 here on KCCR. Today's KCCR.com, and able to watch on YouTube at KCCR Sports, as we will have that doubleheader for you here once again. Post 8 splits with a 11-1 loss in game 1, a 4-1 win in game number 2, as that'll wrap things up for us here this evening. Thanks to Ray Lewis, our technical producer back at the station. Greg Dean to my right. John Winkler here as we say so long from Hyde Stadium. Final scores, once again, 11-1 win for Watertown in game 1. Post 8 comes back and earns a split as they win it 4-1 in game number 2, as we say goodnight from Hyde Stadium.
You've been listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Evermore Boutique, Wagner Auto, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Service Master, Rising Hope Counseling, Todd's Electric, Pierre Sports Center, AirTech, Gales Gas, Avera, Bank West, B&B Equipment, Overhead Door Company, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Ferding Electric, Olson Plumbing, Agtegra, All Around Graphics, First Dakota National Bank, Comtech, Shane's Pharmacy, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Midwest Cooperative, South Dakota Weed and Pest, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler, Lamb Motor, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Sioux Nation, Kruger Contracting, Home Care Services, and Fisher Rounds. Join us all season long for Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.